guys, Sheena here. I have a lot of things I'd like to talk about today, but specifically, this talk today is a call to action. It is about service and how we go from healing on an individual level to healing on a universal level. And that is a lot about vibration. Um, if you've been following me, I have evolvedbeing.com. I have Evolved Being YouTube channel. I have my Instagram and Facebook, and I haven't really figured out, how to create a platform to where I could really speak, because I have a lot of things that I want to speak about and want to share, and I want to be of service more and more, and I am of service more and more. Who am I? Credentially, like what makes me able to talk on this stuff? I mean, I don't know. You'll have to, follow me and read about me and really gain that trust in me yourself. I can tell you what my credentials are. I'm 35-year-old woman. I have served in 2 wars, Iraq and Afghanistan, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. However, I have been an empath since I can remember probably the age of 7, where I felt deeply. I didn't always know what that was, and there were times where I was more conscious than not. But definitely while I was serving, especially in Afghanistan, I picked up on a lot of energies in my surrounding area, and that was a big influential space for me, and it really changed a lot of my thoughts and my perceptions of reality and my illusions, and a lot about humanity, and trying to understand war and life in a larger picture. So since then, after I got out of the military, and I ended up serving in Iraq, but then I got out and I went back into the field of hospitality, where I've worked prior to the military. So the restaurant industry has always been a big part of my life. And after the military, it was a really hard place for me to be, because, you learn to have a mission, and you learn to have discipline, and you learn to have sort of this greater view. And maybe not everyone, but I do believe a lot of my military and service member friends also feel similar, even if they don't have the empathy. But because of the empathy, I think I definitely felt that pull to something greater, or something more purposeful, or more embedded in humanity. And I think it was always a part of me. I do have associates in psychology, which is not much, but I've always read deeper into psychology. So beyond just my degree, I have read countless books by countless psychologists, and personal growth books, and physics and quantum physics. And I've been a yoga teacher for over 10 years. I've been practicing yoga for more than half my life now, not just the physical practice, the mental practice, the value systems. I've been researching it and understanding it. I've been working with so many different practitioners, and feeling into their energy fields. And more recently, I've received a hypnotherapy license. I've done my hypnotherapy on myself. I've received hypnotherapy from other hypnotherapists. I have practiced Reiki. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I am a life coach, and I battled with my own shadow side. If you've listened to my stuff, I battled with the addictions and desires, and really working to change my sphere of influence, and I absolutely believe I have. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this, like I said, to give you a little bit idea of who I am and why I could speak on the things I could speak on, because some of you might say, why does she speak on the things she speaks on, and who is she? And like I said, even those words mean nothing unless you trust me, and you just would have to start to follow me to trust me, and really look into what I have to say, or maybe something I say resonates with you, and that makes you look a little bit further. But this today is a call to action, and perhaps the pandemic started to spiral me into this place, and then the the stuff in Afghanistan got me thinking some more. And I think constantly. I'm a philosopher of sorts, and I follow philosophers, and I think about truth. And most recently, I've been reading a lot about truth and what truth is. And I've been reading a lot about vibrations, and I've been studying into vibrations, and I've been meditating on the collective consciousness, which is something I'm tapped into. And I will tell you that our vibration is low. As the United States, as an industrialized nation, as a place that has so much information and ability to raise the vibration, we are still very low. Mind you, we're higher than we've been, but the earth as a whole is fairly low. And this world is about raising our vibration. And how do we raise the vibration of this world? Well, we do it in many different ways. The individual is a good place to start. And that's kind of where a lot of my practice has been, on the individual level. But as I raise my own vibration, I realize that the biggest step we can make is that act of service, to really move into the collective sphere of influence and begin to influence the collective. Now, why is that important? Well, currently we've got a lot of things going on. We've got illness. Illness is a vibration. And we can't necessarily jump into government or start a militia and go, take down people that are doing horrible things. Although I like to dream about that. But we can raise our vibration on an individual basis in our communities, in our homes, amidst our worlds, amidst our spheres of influence, and then we can open up to the other spheres of influence and how we can change that vibration. Now, vibrations are about feelings and emotions and energies. And a lot of times we have felt into happiness or joy or peace, but we don't cultivate it. Now, feeling into it momentarily, that does something. That absolutely raises vibrations. But cultivating it, no different than cultivating crops, is what really changes things. And so before this time, we had a few people with very high vibrations that gave us information. Perhaps these people might be Jesus or Buddha or some of the gurus that we're now seeing emerge. But the really high ones, Gandhi, the Bible, some of our religious practices, Buddhism, Hinduism, the positive aspects of that, they have raised our vibration. They have strong value systems, strong foundations, strong priorities, right? And now information. I can tell you at least a dozen books that are high vibrationally, that if you just sat there and read those books, your vibration would raise. Or if you went to a Kundalini class, your vibration would raise. If you meditated for quite some time, that vibration would raise. If you sat in nature, your vibration raises. But it doesn't stay there all the time. So that is that cultivation, right? Now you have people who have the information because of all these other people that have given us the information, but now the information is so readily available. Hence the internet is a good place that comes from. So now you've got all of this thriving in our world, and more people, they may not be, no, they definitely aren't like Jesus or Buddha or Gandhi vibration. However, their vibrations are not the general public. They are raising because they are cultivating those energies. They're going to Kundalini classes regularly. They're reading high vibrational information regularly. They're practicing meditation regularly. So they're cultivating and slowly raising the vibration. Well, every person that raises their vibration also takes with them other people. It's a formula. And so higher vibrations raise the vibration of everyone. So that is what I'm talking about here, right? We can't jump into positions in government, although hopefully we will. That's the ultimate. We join the police forces, we join the government, we join the Peace Corps, we join these, or we create communities that bring together other countries, that awaken one another, we teach each other to communicate properly, we build better relationships. That to me is the future, and that is the priorities and the alignment and the values that we need to be cultivating. Now, here's the kicker, and this is where I think I get a little harsh. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, because we have to wake up. We are not aligned. Our priorities are not straight. And I'm not talking about the government officials here. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about Americans with high levels of potential and talent that are using that potential and talent for things of monetary value, to create more market, to be great football or soccer players, to be amazing musicians, to be incredible, gymnasts. And I'm sorry, because I know this is so important to us, and I know it means so much to our culture. But you've got to look at it from a different perspective right now. We put so much money and time and potentiated, activated energy into the entertainment industry and into our own monetary sort of bliss and into financial gain and financial market and consumption and overconsumption, into the restaurant industry and into the club industry and into alcohol and into drugs, that we're missing the mark here. What if, and just bear with me here, because I have more to say. I'm not saying those things aren't good and that those things aren't important. I'm just saying that the balance is not proper. And we have industrialized nations that are thriving-ish, because we're seeing it now that maybe we aren't. And we have all these other people who are suffering immensely. I'm saying the balance is mixed. The priorities aren't right. And that we need to shift. We need to shift. What if we took all that energy? I mean, we've all been to an amazing music event. We've all been to an incredible sports event. We've all been to a huge festival. Have we all thought, what if all those people, what if all that money, what if all that energy just shifted into thinking about how we can heal the most detrimental pain and suffering and low vibrational fields of our world? And that's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying it has to stop forever, because culture is entertainment and art and music, and it wakes us up and it gets us involved, and it does that. But if it only is doing it for the event, how much is it helping us? If we're not integrating it into our lifestyle, if we're not taking John Lennon's words and really trying to fight for peace, then what are we doing? Are we just having a great time for 4 hours out of our life and then going back into our lives that, what does it mean? What does it carry on? I'm asking you to look deeper into energy and say, what am I doing in this life right now? How can I behave? Who am I? In a way that acts in service to the greater good so that our world can thrive. And you know what's crazy is it doesn't take much. That vibration that I was talking about. I'm not saying we need to all go do physical acts of service every day of our lives. But we all do need to do more. And we need to wake up. And if you hear me right now, if any of this resonates with you, if it even pisses you off a little bit, look at it. Look at it. Because we can all do more. I know we can all do more. And what if we all did more? What if those talents in us can be used for the greater good of humanity so that someone is not being enslaved today, or murdered, or sex trafficked, or forced into behaviors that they, as a human, should never be forced into, or that people don't starve? What if we can fix that now? And what if we can do it one by one by one? What if? And that is what I'm saying, because I see a world where we can that is not an ideal to me. I don't want to wake up happy and excited about living a material life if hundreds of thousands of other people are suffering because I am tapped into the collective conscious, because I do feel that pain, and it doesn't do anything for me to wake up to a nice home and fancy food and great events if so many other people are suffering, because I feel it every day and I think about it and it does nothing for me. And I personally don't think that empathy is something that only some of us have. I think we all have it. I think it's in all of us. I think we're just disillusioned and we're covered up, and we've got all these layers so we don't have to feel into that, because it does hurt. But it only hurts for a little bit. Until we start doing something about it, it doesn't hurt at all, because we feel empowered by giving, by strengthening, by being there for other people while they're awakening to these sorts of ideas and values. And now, what can we do? We can reprioritize. We can realign the world vibrationally. And that is what I have for you today. Living as peaceful warriors, finding what is true joy, what is true love, what is truth, what is truth. Amidst all of this, we can see it. If I can see it, you can see it. Absolutely. And I'm here to tell you, it's here. It's already amongst us. The pandemic, the wars, everything that's going, it is here in our faces. It's actually been in our faces all along. It's what we choose to see, guys. And we have the ability. We can step up every day. You start tapping into that truth. You start tapping into your purpose, and the answers come. Vibrations come. We heal. We heal others. We heal our great, great world. We heal the water, the food, everything. And that's what I have for you today. So much love, so much peace, so much energy. It's right here.